Okay. Well, you've mentioned brakes and suspension as something that is a little more finicky on the Mercedes. What else is there?
Um, that's generally speaking, some of the German cars, they're the first ones with some of the cutting edge technology.
Hmm.
Mercedes anti-lock brakes, 1985, they were standard equipment.
Wow.
Airbags, in the late 80s, standard equipment. So when that new technology hits, what generally happens is the general repair population, they're not equipped to handle it because they're not expecting it, so they're not trained, they don't have the equipment. So a lot of people tend to curse the technology because they're not familiar with it. So there's technological advancements on these cars that are just phenomenal. Engine management, fuel management, even emission controls are very, very sophisticated. And that's why having the proper shop who's qualified to work on any car, no matter what it is critical.
You mentioned that if somebody's considering buying a Mercedes, you sit down and you talk to them about these kinds of things.
Yes,
Is that a service that you offer through your shop? Is if I'm considering buying a car, I can come in and ask to talk to somebody and go over pros and cons of that certain vehicle?
absolutely. We also offer a pre-purchase inspection if you find a vehicle to make sure that it's everything that it appears to be.
Is there a cost to that?
There is, and it varies depending on the year of the car and the equipment that's on it. So yes, there is, and we explain it this way to people. It might be the best, 150 or $200 you've ever spent in your life if you avoided making a $40,000 mistake.
Especially if it's a Mercedes.
Especially, yes. I can tell you a story. Years ago, we had a customer who just had to have one of those little SL Roadsters and always wanted one all her life and couldn't wait to get one. And when she finally had enough money to buy one, she found one. And she told the guy, okay, I'm going to go get my mechanic to check it. I said, don't bother, lady. Right? This is what the guy told her. Don't bother, lady. I got somebody else coming to pick up the car if you don't want it.
Oh.
She panicked and bought the car. And it turned out it was in a severe accident. And it was repaired so terribly and so dangerously that she was absolutely heartbroken. And her first red flag was, hey, don't bother. Someone else is going to come buy the car. There's lots of cars out there. Don't ever get emotional with a car. Had she taken the time to have it inspected, that would have been discovered, and she would have saved herself a lot of headache.
Good reason to come to you for advice.
Yes.